Warning. If you're a snowflake or get easily offended or triggered,
Please end this transmission now, otherwise stay tuned.
welcome to Weird and Woke with your hosts,
Austin,
and Basil. But prepare to be awoken.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Weird and Woke. It's been a minute since we've been here. Our apologies. We had the holidays coming around about, 3 weeks maybe?
3-4 weeks, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so, we had to spend some time with the family and everything. Well, you know who it is. You got me, your boy Austin. You got my boy Basil.
What's good?
You got our boy Rob on the 1 and 2s over here. Shit. What do we got today? Today's show is brought to you by weirdandwoke.com. Go check out all the merch on there. It's a good way to help support the show. And for our listeners, we have a discount code just for you. Use WNWPOD. That's WNWPOD, all uppercase, for 15% off your purchase at checkout. We also have a lot of good news for you guys. The show was recently just only available on Spotify.
Because, everybody was like, oh, I ain't got Spotify. I don't feel like downloading that app. I ain't got all that space on my phone. Bitch, ain't but a couple megabytes.
Right.
But, so our platform, Anchor, finally we got in touch with them and they got our podcast started distributing to other places like Apple Podcasts. I can't remember the other ones. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not Apple Podcasts. Excuse me. Sorry for the iPhone users.
We're working on that one still.
That's why they say Android's best. But I'm just speaking from person. I digress.
We got what do we got? We got Google Podcasts.
What was it one? Overlook? Is that a thing?
Overcast.
Overcast. It was over something.
We got Google Podcast, Overcast, Breaker. Pocket Cast.
Breaker, nigga.
I don't even know.
Sound like some Earth shit.
some kind of
Breaker.
Some kind of free.
Look, either way, y'all niggas can't bitch that you can't listen to it no more.
Right.
Well, there's other places, and don't fret. We're working on getting a YouTube together. So if you guys rather just listen to YouTube in general, I know it's a lot easier for most people.
Yeah, just
we're getting that in the works.
Put that on the background.
Just be on the lookout. We gonna have it up in the next couple weeks.
Oh yeah. So just to keep a lookout for that. What was the last one? Radio Public was the other one. A lot of these I never heard of, but they're free avenues if you don't want to use Spotify to help support the show and listen to the show. But yeah, that's pretty good layout of spots to listen to the show. So listen to the show.
Exactly. Support your boys over here. We bringing you some hilarious but truthful shit.
For real. We got a pretty good show for you guys today too. Subject that me and Basil talk about here and there. Something that I wouldn't say passionate about, but it's some serious shit.
Something that comes to mind, and as we start the new year 2020, this is something that always comes up, not just in this year, but in every new year.
Yeah, for real.
And y'all know what it is, and it's fucking taxes.
It's that tax season coming up.
Tax season, you know what I'm saying? Everybody waiting for that little tax return. Waiting on them jobs to get them W-2s. You be like, nigga, where my shit at? I need to go file my taxes ASAP.
I need my money.
I'm trying to get me a bed.
I need a bed. I've been sleeping on some cardboard boxes for a minute.
Wally World got the 50-inch plasma for $250. Trying to get out there, get that shit for the games and whatnot. My son won a gaming TV, little bastard.
Little spoiled bitch.
But that's a topic we feel like we should really talk about because
taxes and the IRS.
Yeah,
That's,
like especially because me and Austin, we've been thinking about it for a while. Started developing our own views for it, and we just kind of want to express our thoughts. Always want to hear what you guys are thinking. Always check us out on our social medias. Weird and Woke Pod. That's Weird and Woke Pod for Instagram and Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, Weird and Woke Pod for both of those.
Yeah, so always check us out there. If you guys have your own opinions about the episodes we talk about, or if you have ideas for new episodes to talk about, like hit us up. Don't be afraid.
Give us some feedback and
like if you say nigga, you sound like ass, let me know. I get a new mic right now.
Shit. Or if you're looking to, want to come on the show or something, always down to have some people come on the show. You never know who we could bring on. You just got to reach out to us.
You never know.
You could be out there. We don't know you exist.
Right? You could be like the smartest nigga in the world and got some ideas that, could be revolutionary. Speak up.
Right.
Get your voice heard. Sometimes that doesn't always happen to people. Either they don't try or just don't get that opportunity.
You gotta put yourself out there, because you never know what might happen after that.
Right.
We just started this podcast. We're getting our feet on the planet.
On the planet, nigga? You mean getting our feet planted? You could have said getting our feet wet, getting our feet on the planet. That's some new shit.
We getting our feet wet. I'm planting my feet,
It's like you knew what I meant.
Y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean,
Shit.
Basil. Shit. But nah, so basically, what I was thinking, we can start out kind of just giving you an overview of basically the definition of what the IRS is itself, which obviously is the Internal Revenue Service. IRS is they're the ones that collect our tax for the federal government. I'll read the definition, just give you guys understanding, and then we'll kind of get into other talking points.
Yeah.
Kind of give you guys an understanding of.
Like, just be aware we ain't gonna just sit here and rant about the IRS. We're gonna be talking about taxes as an overhaul, and even then, this is kind of just like Austin said, just an overview. Like, don't get it twisted. We're not fucking specialists, fucking analysts,
Right.
or whatever. This is just two guys just giving their opinion on what they think about the fucking IRS and the tax system, and just doing a little bit of research on our own. Just let you guys know how we feel about it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read the definition. So let me read it here quick. The Internal Revenue Service is the revenue service of the United States federal government. The government agency is a bureau of the Department of the Treasury and is under the immediate direction of the Commissioner of Internal Revenue, who is appointed to a 5-year term by the President of the United States.
No, not gonna lie to you. Until we literally looked this shit up, I knew nothing about that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
We just I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was like every other dude. You work, you look at your check, you see that shit gets taxed. All you know is it goes to the IRS. They collect it, but you don't care that much to really investigate it. You
really
just say,
what,
fuck it, I get taxed. I build that shit for a year. Come fucking February through March, I'm gonna get my little tax return. Rinse and repeat, what I'm saying? No real forethought goes into what really is the IRS and
what is their purpose?
What is the purpose of them taxing us? So
not even half my check.
Nah, it's a good chunk.
Yeah.
Like if you really sit down and do the math, you'd be like, damn, that's how much I get taken out in taxes. I mean, and it's not just the IRS; it's other taxes too. But
state and stuff. But
there's always state, borough, county, school district.
Yeah.
If you got benefits and shit through your job, obviously that's gonna be included in there. But it's like
the main chunk is
when you look at it, most of the time that main chunk is usually your federal income tax.
Going right to the federal government. Shit.
But nah, to give you guys just like my boy Austin just gave you the definition. We're just gonna talk a little bit more about the IRS. A lot of people don't even know how it originally fucking came to be. Which funny thing is, well, not really so much funny. It's you just didn't know about it. In fucking 1862, that shit was created solely for the purpose of raising money for the American Civil War going on at the time. And even then, it wasn't even considered to be the IRS. It was just a tax act that was passed to help raise money for the war.
Yeah, I didn't even know
And
any of that
then
shit.
to make it even, more interesting, it wasn't meant to stick around forever. It was meant to only be around for about a 10-year period or a decade.
That's crazy. I
And,
mean, what,
look at it this
what,
way.
what does it say? The date of the Civil War, or when they were started doing it?
I think it was like fucking it's like 1862. That's when they started. I don't know when the war itself started, but that's when I know they started collecting the taxes. But nonetheless, it's like you look at it that way. You're like, okay, what wasn't the IRS, but like a prequel to the IRS started in 1862 was only meant to last a decade. Here we are, 150 some odd years later.
Yeah, it's 2020,
and
we still getting taxed by the.
We got this whole new regiment called the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. But it's just the funny thing is, it's like even then, it's like obviously they were taxing people. They started taxing out, and the fun thing is, it's like if you want to look at the percentages of taxes, it was ridiculous. Like, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, the initial rate of the taxes when that shit first started coming out, it was only 3% of your income was taxed, and that was if you made over $800.
If
so it's like if you made under $800, you weren't getting taxed, and even if you did make $800, 3% of $800, that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's.
I mean, 800.
I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not nothing, but it's not the taxes we pay today.
Right. Well, I mean, even if you think about it, back at that time, $800 was a shit ton of money.
Right. Let's get it twisted. Fucking $800 was probably like a fucking million back then, if not more.
That's
a
pretty decent amount. I don't know what. Obviously, got inflation now.
Yeah, it's like
we went off that gold standard. Thanks to whoever passed that law.
Good job, buddy.
Oh fuck! Nah, that's 3% on 800.
Yeah, and then as time went on, we're still talking in 1862 when they're still getting that money for the war. Just like everything else, that shit slowly started increasing. That 3% went from not just 800, it went from 600 to 10,000.
So like the money was.
Yeah, like the fucking let's say the what the fuck was it that shit you were talking about the other day? The dude's fucking price range or fucking budget.
Estimate.
So to speak.
The estimate.
Thank you. Can't think for shit today. I'm sorry, folks. But the fucking estimate, like it started at just being 800, and it was a flat rate of 3%. Then they decided, you know what? Let's dial it back a little bit more. Let's make it starting at 600, going to 10,000. We're gonna make that 3%. Then if for some fucking reason you make over 10,000, bro, that's just gonna be 5%.
Yeah, so they basically push the percentage back, or the amount that you make back, so that it's getting taxed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like, not enough people are making this 800 mark or something. So like, let's push it back to make.
But like I said, as everybody knows, shit goes nothing but up, right? Fucking 2 years later, shit went up again.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking shit went from 5% between 600 and 5,000. That shit went from 5%. Just 2 years ago, it was $600 to $10,000, and it was only 3%. Just let that sink in for a second. Now here's another one. Anything between $5,000 to $10,000 went to 7.5%.
5,000 to 10,000.
5,000 to 10,000 went to 7.5%. That was taxed. Then hold on, we ain't even done yet. Now we back at that 10,000 mark. That's 10%. You know how much money 10% is of a $10,000, nigga? That's like $1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. Got me doing mental math, motherfucker.
My bad, because I know you've been out of school a little bit longer than me, but nonetheless, we've been out of school for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got the speed and dexterity I used to have back in the day.
Got me using my fing dings
but
over
nonetheless,
here.
It's like, you just kind of think about it. It's like, it's kind of like what we have today, except, our prices are a lot more exorbitant than before, but nonetheless, it's like, over the years, they've just been like, increase, and then they keep breaking the brackets down even more. So it's like people that make even less are still now being forced to being taxed.
No, they
Granted,
can't.
if you make more, you're gonna pay more out, but nonetheless, it's like poor people or less wealthy. What they call that? The fuck, not high class, low to mid class. That's what they
low
call
to
it.
mid class.
It's like
bracket.
now you're in that bracket where you can be taxed. It's like you already making
Jack
X
shit.
amount of money. Like you legit don't
barely.
make,
You can barely
you
survive.
can't make any money. You can't make money to live off of,
Yeah.
so to speak. Like you cannot live off of that money you make.
Well, it's like if you're working at like McDonald's or something,
Right,
you can't be bringing in
the
that
cost
much.
of living is too high for you to be able to live off of your McDonald's job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
And then you're getting taxed on everything you're bringing in.
Exactly.
So therefore, you can't be bringing home that much in your check every.
Right.
If they don't know if they do bi-weekly or weekly, but
And
there's no way.
The kicker is, some people notice, some people don't. A lot of people thinking, oh, I'll just do overtime. I'll make that money up. You don't want to do too much overtime.
No, you're gonna get taxed even more.
For one, you're gonna make time and a half, but you get taxed more, as well as the fact if you work past 10 hours overtime, you really get taxed really hard.
Yeah. Of it's 10 hours past overtime.
Yeah. Like if you work 10 hours overtime, that's fine. You're still gonna get taxed, but you're not gonna get taxed nearly as much as if you go past that.
I never knew that. I don't even know how that works.
Don't give me the line. It's just the shit. The world we live in today, cuz.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Everything is taxed.
They're not wrong.
I could go in the motherfucking corner store, get a goddamn 5-pack of fucking gum for $1. Tax.
Now,
Now, a lot of people be like, oh, what's $1 tax? You know what I'm saying? Back in the
Still
day when you was a kid, nigga, you had your quarters and shit. Your quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, nigga. You go in them little corner stores, they weren't worried about no taxes.
Right. You can get like
get the little fucking
penny candies and shit.
Yeah,
My mom
you remember
used to
them fucking flavored candies, the fucking fruit ones that look like Tootsie Rolls. I don't remember what the fuck they called though.
Not Laffy Taffy.
Nah, I cannot remember it.
Fruit Rolls?
Yeah.
I think I know it. Are they made by Tootsie Roll?
They might be.
Yeah.
Cause they're like the fruit ones where you get like the red one and the pink one and shit, and they look just like fucking Tootsie Rolls.
They usually sell them at the corner.
Used to get them shits for 5 cents a piece, cuz I go up in there and be like, yo, fucking $1. Hook me up. Give me a bag.
A whole bag
gave me a bag of candy.
Without even
But
tax.
nowadays it's like kids like that, they be going in there, it's like, you know what I could have got for $1 back in the day? Cause I could have got a bag of candy. You can't even get a fucking bag of candy now at certain places for a fucking $1.
No, you go in like even just trying to get like a candy bar or something. It's $1.70.
Right.
Plus tax.
Right? So and that's a regular candy bar, nigga. That's not even a king size. You get the small joint, $1.80. Yeah. Nigga. What?
What is this shit? It's like what, $1 more for a king size or
right?
Something?
Like take your fucking Sprite. Brought to you by Sprite, hopefully one day.
Let us get that Sprite sponsor,
But take your Sprite bottle, bruh. 16 ounce. Is that a 16 ounce? Hold on, cuz I'm blind as shit. Let me look. 20 ounce. Excuse me, folks. 20 ounce. You know how expensive them damn 20 ounce sodas is? Fucking $1.89 for them shits.
$1.89?
$1.89. Sometimes $1.89. Depending on the place, anywhere between $1.69 to $1.89.
Well, they were selling
damn near. Nonetheless, you're paying over $1.50 for a 20 ounce bottle of soda, cuz. Back in the day, you can get a fucking 12 ounce can for 25 cents. Right. You can get 2 of them bitches
for $3.50.
For fucking $3.50. Or back in the day, you can get a couple cans that would be more than that like drink-wise for about $1.
Yeah, it was like a quarter a piece.
Right? It's like nowadays, it's like, that's what it is. Bro, I can't see this shit. My boy Rob found it, the Tootsie Fruitsies.
Tootsie Fruitsies.
That's what them shits is called, cuz that's what them shits were back in the day. I used to get them shits.
Oh, shit.
I'm about to buy some off Amazon because they on there.
$14.99 on Amazon.
Get a big-ass bundle of them bitches.
Shout out Amazon.
Right? We gonna dive into that, too. They part of our
you ain't escaping us.
Little tax production today.
Common classic Tootsie Fruity assorted bulk mix. Hey, look, I don't know if I ever had... Because Tootsie Roll has like their own ones. That's not Tootsie Roll brand, is it?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Okay.
But they used to be like, they're not like super duper big. They're like itty bitty.
Smaller, yeah.
But you get to get them bitches for like 5 cents.
They're like smaller than the normal.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what, cuz them shits was banging back in the day.
I think our one coworker brought them in. He had like a whole bag of them. I forget where you got them from though. Like probably like a corner store.
Probably.
the only place
That's
you
where I
can
used to
find
get them. I used to get them joints at the gas stations back in the day.
I need to bring them to the mainstream stores.
Right? Watch them shits probably be like expensive as all fuck.
Right. We got this new candy out. You motherfuckers don't know nothing about this.
Right. I'm over here talking like I'm old as shit. Talking about back in the day.
Back in the day.
Nigga, you in your early 20s. Like you old.
Right. Younger than me.
Shit.
Like a 3-year difference, right?
Yeah, just about.
That's funny.
Nah. Like, But back to the whole fucking tax act that came around for the Civil War. That shit is crazy. And the funny thing is, like I said, it was only meant to last for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Because after the Civil War, they just used the remainder of the money, building railroads, repairing shit around the area. And then it eventually did. It did end.
It ended after that 10-year mark.
Yeah, it ended in 1872, I believe.
1870. So where it started,
62.
1862.
So yeah,
and then
about 10 years.
Yeah.
About 10 years. But of course, later down the line, someone got it in their idea like that was a pretty good idea to just make money without having an excuse to tax people. Let's bring that back, guys.
No, let's get we made all that money from taxes in 10 years.
Let's bring that back, but let's upgrade it. Let's make it to where we don't have to ask people to do taxes.
Take it.
We just take it automatically. We don't have to discuss with anyone else. We could just be like, hey, look, you working, you getting taxed.
Right. We just
no
go
ifs,
and
ands, or buts.
they basically have their hands in everybody's pocket. That's how it comes down to.
For real, that's what it is, man. And it's like nowadays, it's like.
And there's how many people on Earth?
You try to teach people nowadays the value of a dollar. It's like you don't even know it yourself anymore because you're not even seeing
what is the
all
value
of your dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the value of a dollar is like it changes as time goes on. I mean, that's unavoidable. It's always going to happen. But it's like what makes it that like as we go further in the future, things become more and more expensive, but are made with less and less quality.
Right. Everything gets shittier as time goes on.
It really does. It's like, not to get too sidetracked, but take cars, for example. Back in the day, them shits were made from heavy-ass fucking steel.
Right.
It would take some serious fucking damage to wreck a car from back then.
I was like,
nowadays, if your shit get love tapped, your motherfucker get totaled. Shit, my old car got fucking T-boned by a fucking, I think it was a Ford pickup. Fucking totaled my shit because my whole fucking passenger side basically fell out my damn car.
That's ridiculous.
That's how fucked up my car got. All my shit was leaking out the damn fucking hood and shit. Fucking pieces of plastic everywhere. It's like, that's good to know most of my fucking car is made out of fucking plastic, but I'm paying like fucking $20,000 for pieces of plastic.
I'm paying for plastic basically.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Like even the bumpers on the old school cars, they were all
that shit was fucking pure steel.
Yeah.
Not that, and that was some thick steel too, not thin steel. That was some thick fucking steel.
Nowadays, it
would take them big ass fucking 18-wheelers to fuck your car up,
right?
And they'd have to be moving to fuck your car up.
Like,
nowadays, a car made of that that's what they call it, fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
Each of those cars can fuck each other up. You can fucking total each other. And it's like you ain't even got to be going that fast. You could be, I mean, I ain't gonna say 40, 50 miles is slow.
That's still, yeah.
But, it's not fucking speeding, and you could hit somebody at that speed and hit them in the right spot, nigga. You could total your car or their car.
There's nothing left after
just
that.
because of, how cheap cars are made nowadays. But, back to fucking taxes. Because cars are so goddamn expensive, the taxes on them bitches is fucking abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially like you go get a car for 16, 17,000. You put a down payment of a little over 1,000 on there. That covers just your taxes, right?
Just the down payment.
That covers just about your taxes.
What the fuck?
And maybe your tags, nigga.
Unless you
maybe your tags.
Your tags and your taxes, and that's it. Because you're not, yeah.
That's usually what it covers.
Because they add that to the whole amount, don't
Yeah, they add that all in together.
Yeah.
So what they'll do, they're like, yeah, it's like, oh, the car is like about 18,000, 17,000, somewhere around there.
I think I paid. Originally, they quoted me at I'll say around 18, a little more than that for my car. And then when it was all said and done, they charged it was up to like 23,000.
Yep, that's what all the fucking taxes and whatever fucking coverages, programs and shit you might have got on the car, like
warranties and all that shit.
Yep, everything.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Nah. But
that's just tax people.
It's the beauty of the future, guys. It looks pretty, but it don't last for shit.
Right. That's like Rob over here making noise and shit. It's like, nah. Oh man.
But aside from getting sidetracked, we're gonna take a little break from just talking about the IRS. We're just gonna go back to taxes in general. Like, me personally, how I feel about taxes is like, I know I'm gonna sound stupid as shit when I say this because there's probably gonna be people in there be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dumbass.
You don't know this shit. I do this shit for a living. I know how it fucking works. I'm not saying I know it, bro. I'm just literally giving you my unbiased opinion. Honest to God, like, I don't think there should be taxes. It's like, I get why there are taxes. If anything, I don't think there should be federal taxes.
Yeah,
I think there should only be state taxes as well as taxes for your fucking school districts and stuff. Because one,
that's part of your community and
exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
It's like,
but if
you want fucking kids to have a good education, but even when I was in fucking school, man, niggas had to share books and shit, or didn't have enough books at all because fucking no money in the goddamn school budget to buy fucking books. Programs had to be cut because we didn't have money for this shit. You know why? Because the taxes that we pay for our schools, depending again where you live at and what area you live in, what taxes you have for your district. Nonetheless, my taxes for the school district I live in are ridiculously low. They're not that high in the slightest.
What school is it for?
Fucking Conestoga. So like I'm in fucking, I think that's considered East Hempfield.
Okay.
So it's like I'm in that area. My fucking taxes are for the school is like low. It's not that high at all.
And depending on the school itself, it jacks up.
Like, matter of fact, I'm about to say, just to put a number to it. Just to put a fucking number to it.
Because some of them be like outrageously high for some reason.
No, it'd be like that, and I feel like it all depends on honestly how shitty the district is. Maybe like, look, our district is shit, nigga. We need the money.
We got kids sitting on each other's laps.
Right?
We don't got enough desks.
No desks. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no staff. We be hiring sub after sub because we can't afford no full time.
We can't afford a teacher for our kids, though. Oh man. And then you wonder why people fucking, I mean,
like I pay East Hempfield taxes, bro, and my shit is so fucking cheap. Like for the township itself, I pay $2.
What the fuck?
For East Hempfield Township, that's the school, not the district, just the schools.
That's $2.
That is $2 I pay. For the town or for the district itself, East Hempfield itself, I only pay about $11 some for it.
Wow.
So it's like all together for the area I live in, not including the state, just the area I live in, I pay like $13 some in taxes.
That ain't shit.
It's like,
But I mean,
you wonder why the fucking schools are so under budget.
Yeah.
I'm not saying tax us more on fucking schools.
Yeah. Shout out to no taxes.
Don't get that right. Don't get that idea. I'm saying just like I ain't gonna get on here and say my whole fucking business about my taxes,
Right. You don't put all your information
gotta keep that shit on the low. But you know what I'm saying? It's
don't
just
steal my identity.
Right? Look, I ain't got shit. You don't want my identity. I'm a poor motherfucker. But nah, like I feel like it's like cut back on the federal and put it more towards the state and the fucking township.
See, that for me, to me, that kind of reveals some shit. Like,
It's
you
like
want people to be dumb as hell.
like they never noticed that. Like
Yeah.
I always noticed that, even like when I was like much younger, I looked at it because it was like because beforehand there was a point in time where I was being charged in 2 different districts, which was funny because my job was in one district,
so
but
you
I
get-
lived in another
Right,
district,
so you
so
get
they were
charged
charging
by
me for
both,
2.
yeah.
I had to get that shit rectified, but nonetheless,
It doesn't
it's like,
do that now.
nah,
So okay.
because even though we work where we work at, which
Right.
is not in my fucking area,
Yeah.
I don't get taxed in that area because of my job. But when I worked
Okay.
at my other job, I used to get taxed for. This is when I used to live in Harrisburg. For people that know, I was getting taxed in Stilton and in Harrisburg.
I think you remember you telling me that. Yeah, you're getting taxed by both.
And I was like, that makes no fucking sense. I don't live in Stilton, but my job was considered to be a part of the Stilton area.
So you're getting taxed.
So I was
for that
getting
shit.
taxed in fucking Stilton.
So you get paid, basically paying double.
Exactly. I had to get that shit rectified in a minute because I was
Hell
like,
no.
fuck no.
I've
But
been losing all my damn money.
right, but it's like nonetheless, it's like when you think about it, it's like you put so much. Like if anybody that ever just takes the time to look at their pay stub, you will notice that the highest tax you ever pay is to your federal.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, I'm not gonna get into numbers on mine, you know, personal, but that's my highest tax. And then you think about it, it's like, okay, if you were just a fucking mathematician, my dude, you were just a fucking mathematician, you took all the taxes you did to federal over the course of a year, and then that following next year, when you do your tax return and you see how much you get back, and then you calculate the percentage of how much you get back from the federal versus how much
like a
you
tax
put in.
return.
Yeah. Versus how much you put in, you're gonna be like, this is fucking astronomical. Like I'm getting back dollars to donuts, nigga.
Oh yeah, how much? Yeah, how much they take in a year compared to how much you end up getting back.
Exactly.
Like, I think the most I ever got back maybe $1,000,
Yeah.
if that.
I mean, the most I got back was like 1,200,
Yeah.
and that was only because I technically filed for 2 jobs, not just one.
All right.
So it boosted it up a
Yeah.
little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
And
But
then-
nonetheless,
But
it's
still,
like
compare that to
when you
what
think
they're
about
taking.
it, it's like the reason why I say, sorry for getting a little off topic, but the reason why I say is like not to get rid of taxes in general, but just either cut back or kind of like eliminate federal taxes, because when you think about it, like economy wise, they're always saying we're hurting. And the reason why we're hurting is because we don't spend money and put it back.
No, you
Like
can't, 'cause
we
nobody-
as
'cause
working
nobody can
class,
afford.
we as working class do not spend money and put it back into the system. Why? Because like Austin said, we don't have money to blow. We all got bills, and you know that shit's going towards whatever fucking departments that's going towards that you have. But like,
So then you're saving you're saving your money you get because you're getting taxed out the ass, so you don't have that extra income to spend on other things, put back into the economy. So then everybody's waiting to get their taxes. Like, oh, I'm getting that tax refund check.
right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Every time you know how it is. Like I'm one of those people. Every time I get my fucking tax return, I'd be like, what big purchase can I make? I got some fucking throwaway money. That's what it's called. Throwaway money, spending money, you money, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty much.
That's when anywhere between fucking end of January to the middle of April, you cannot tell me it's not when that's the biggest fucking spike in fucking purchases.
Yeah.
Because that's when everybody's buying shit. Whether you buying a fucking mattress, whether you're using that as a buying TVs,
Put a down payment on a
down
car.
payment
Yeah.
on a car. You know what I'm saying? Those are the times people make those big expenditures. And why is that? Because you're getting money back
that you should have had on your paycheck.
For one, it's untaxed money because it's money you're getting back from your taxes. It's untaxed.
Yeah.
It's just straight up money you're getting back.
Yeah, it's free money.
It's
it is your money.
It's a portion of your money back, but nonetheless, it's not like, oh, I just busted my ass for a week or two and I got this money. No, this is just money I got back from the fucking federal over the course of a year. So it's like, that's the time you're going to be spending money on shit or doing big expenditures. But I feel like if you cut that fucking middleman out, instead of waiting on the federal government to give you money back and saying, hey, look, now you can go make a big purchase.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
That would help the economy.
I get. I was like, I ain't gonna say I'm a mathematician, but I did the quick math on my fucking, my stubs. I get anywhere between 18 to 25% of taxes, and that's including all my taxes, not just my federal.
Okay.
That's including all my taxes. Now, say if we cut out federal, or like I said, cut it back a little bit.
And put it towards other.
That's a nice little chunk of money I'd be getting back. Like, cause everybody knows when your ass look at that motherfucking, is it net or gross? I think it's net. Net is the one you were before taxes. Is it before? Let me look right now.
I forget.
I always get the two confused.
I think your gross income is the one is before taxes, and then you net this amount after.
Yeah.
After tax.
Gross is before,
gross,
and net is after. You're right. But nonetheless, when you look at your gross, and you be like, damn,
that's how much
I make that much. Then you look at your net, you like, damn,
I ain't got
they
shit.
took that much? Like, the fuck?
Where all my damn money
You be
go?
like that. You be like, look, man, if taxes didn't exist and I had that fucking money every check,
I'd be balling.
I wouldn't go buck wild with it, but I damn sure would spend more money than I normally do.
I wouldn't be fucking struggling to
like the
survive.
only exactly like only reason why a good chunk of people don't spend the money that they do is because they got priorities. It's like, all right, nigga, you may not have bills. You can go to the fucking Foot Locker and buy $200 Nikes every motherfucking week. Nigga, I can't. My $200 is going to my damn light bill and my fucking gas bill because it's cold as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga need fucking electricity to fucking see and shit. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
Keep my space heater
I
on.
digress. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I digress. But it's like, just imagine if, like, I'm gonna just give you a flat number. Say like the amount of taxes you get taken out every check is about $300.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Like 300 to take out at tax.
Yeah. Let's just say you get $300 worth of money taxed out of your check.
Right.
Imagine, and this is I'm gonna just say bi-weekly because I get paid bi-weekly.
Just use that.
We just gonna say bi-weekly. Just imagine you keeping that $300 every check. On a month average, that's an extra $600 in your pocket. And then if you're lucky that your check falls on a fucking odd week, and there's 5 weeks in the month, and your shit falls on the odd week, that's 3 checks. That's $900 per a month right there.
That you could put back.
That you could put into anything.
Savings account or
like my boss said, savings account, catching up on whatever bills, food, or you know what? Just because you like, look, I've been working hard. Excuse me, I'm gonna treat myself to something. I'm gonna go buy me a fucking game if you like to play games. I'm gonna go buy me a new outfit or some shoes if you just want to look fly or have a nice outfit for an occasion. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go treat myself or my missus or whatever to a nice dinner.
Right.
We going to a nice restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Not like, I'm not saying you're gonna take her to a shitty restaurant and all restaurants are shitty. Like, your nice restaurant might be shitty to somebody. It all depends on preference. But nonetheless, like, price wise, what I mean when I say nice restaurant, I mean price wise, like that shit is up there.
Right. You know, shout out to the Diddy Bopper, wiping my ass with some hand towels.
Oh shit, man! I remember that fucking story. If y'all don't know what we talk about, you gotta check out episode 1.
That shit
had me rolling. But I digress. It's like, just imagine what the possibilities you could do with just that extra amount of money. Like, to some people, yeah, $300 every check ain't shit. To some people that really need it, that $300 is a blessing.
I mean, that makes a huge difference. I mean, you're getting your one. If so, you're bringing in $1,200 after taxes, it goes down to like $8 something.
Yeah, let's say like $840, $850.
So that $300 makes a huge difference at the end of the day, because at $800, you have to stretch that to make up for your bills.
Exactly.
You have to eat, Yeah,
and then depending on how your luck may be, or like if you got a family you got to look out for, you got to always have some money on the back burner in case some shit comes up.
Right. In case your fucking Especially, you gotta have that, was a co-payment or something, like if your kid's sick or something.
Yeah. Most insurances, it all depends, but most of the time you'll have a copay. Or like what they'll do is be like, yeah, you pay this, we'll reimburse you, yada yada yada. But nonetheless, you still gotta have that money up front for when the situation arises.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference for sure. Like, you got people out here struggling to make day to day, but then the federal government's taking, or even the IRS is taking
leaps and bounds of your money.
Fucking, and then you're out here can barely pay your bills, paying shit late. So then,
yeah. But look on the bright side, guys. After a whole fucking year of being taxed abysmally, they're like, here, we'll give you a nice, sizable, not sizable, but we'll give you just enough to keep you happy. Just enough.
It's basically a handout. Like, here you go, little puppy. Like,
there you go.
We just took half your fucking.
And the funny thing is, it's like sometimes when you get your fucking tax return back, and depending where you working at, you're like, nigga, that's just another check.
Yeah.
That's literally just like you getting an extra check. It's like all that money I put in there, and it's like, I got an extra check. Like, don't get it twisted. I'll take that extra check. In no way, shape, or form am I bitching about that money. I will take that money. But when you just look at it that way, you're like, all right, this is just basically me working another 2 weeks.
Get another paycheck untaxed.
Like I said, if you got bills and shit to pay and, you might be behind or in debt, that fucking money is gone already because you're already pre-planning before you even get your fucking tax return what you going to do with it.
And that, obviously, they can just come in and take their shit. They don't have anybody to answer to.
All right. That's the beauty of being your own separate fucking program. Not a part of anything.
You're not part of the fucking
solo dolo
government itself. You're not part of the state government. You're part of the federal government, which then is an adopted government like, what the fuck is that? What does that even mean? You adopt the fucking federal government into your system of shit? Like,
it's basically like a fucking private fucking security firm in a sense. Not even security, just a private army in a sense.
Yeah. It's your own
personal fucking lapdog, so to speak. Whereas, like, if niggas get out of line, i.e. niggas that fucking avoid taxes, they be like, sick 'em. Go get that nigga.
Yeah,
he didn't pay his taxes.
Fucking get locked up because I didn't pay my taxes. Like, what is that shit?
Right.
Makes no sense. It's like,
that should be crazy, though, because for real, I mean, there are some jobs where it's like, depending on what you do, your job might not automatically incorporate your taxes in your fucking check. So you be thinking,
at the end of the day, you still gotta pay your taxes.
So you be thinking like, how the fuck do they avoid not paying taxes? That shit comes out automatically on my check. Like, as soon as you start the job, that shit is already on your check.
Right.
Nigga. Oh
shit. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Your boy got a little too happy about to knock the fucking mic over.
Shit. Well, like you're saying though, like, sometimes you get that when it comes to tax time. You got that people are expecting, I'm gonna get some back.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some people don't even get anything back because
they
have to pay. They don't get anything back, or they have to pay in to them, basically.
That's true too. Also, because kind of going back to McDonald's, I couldn't say for sure. I never worked at McDonald's, especially a full fucking fiscal year to where you would do taxes. So I can only imagine how much you would get back working at McDonald's for a whole year. It's like,
there's a couple $100.
I mean, for real.
If anything.
Like, when I had my little fucking, part-time job when I was 16, I mean, granted, yeah, it was a part-time job. I didn't do it for a full year, but, I still had to do a fucking tax return on it. I was lucky to get, like, a little over 100 back.
Yeah.
I mean, that was me working there for like a good 4 months.
What did you bring in normally?
I mean, this is back then when I worked fucking minimum wage, so I was getting that $7 7.25? I think.
I think it's like $7.25.
I think that's what I was getting. Either $7.25 or I was getting a little over minimum wage. I might have been getting like $7.50, but you know what I'm saying.
So then, on top of that, they tax that. So it's like,
it's like you fucking. You work for $7.25, and then you getting taxed on that. Like, nigga, I'm making dollars to donuts.
Right. Well, Oh yeah, true. Like they say, oh, people can survive on that shit.
They'd be like, "Oh, you can survive on it." It's like, nah, you really can't. It's like
I'm
no
gonna
one.
I'm gonna work a 9 to 5 job, fucking 8 hour shift Monday through Friday, or weekends or whatever, at minimum wage, and you're gonna say, and then on top of that, tax me on top of minimum wage. You're making like $5, $4 at
Just
that
around
after,
there.
yeah, after taxes. Like what the fuck? Yeah, I can survive and rent $1,000 apartment.
Yeah, that's the thing. They'd be like, you can survive off of it. You just gonna be living like shit.
Right.
And then even then, it's like, all right, for some unforeseeable way, I have an apartment. It's not even an apartment. I run a room, nigga.
Right. I got a 1 bedroom.
I run a room, and it's like, God forbid, I'm lucky that they include the fucking utilities in my room rent because
I ain't got shit.
you damn sure wouldn't be able to get no damn utilities, nigga. It's like, and then especially where you live at, there are some places where you live at, like, God forbid, if you get a fucking house, you got every
That's even
utility,
more.
nigga.
Yeah.
You got electric, gas, water.
If you want to
fucking-
have if you want to have cable, but still.
I mean, yeah, like even then, it's like, if you want to have cable, yeah, you could be one of them motherfuckers that just don't have cable. But you know, I don't have cable, but I do have internet. So nonetheless, at one point, depending what your provider is or who you go through, you're gonna need some type of hookup, whether it be cable or a fucking phone line,
right.
and then you're gonna have to pay for that, nonetheless. So it's like,
And you wonder why people like.
and then they
Speaking of like, wonder why people are living in poverty
exactly.
because and then relying on the government for food stamps and
Exactly. Now, don't get it twisted. There are some people that abuse that privilege
yeah.
to where it's like,
Where you got my ass paying for them.
I'm paying for you. Like, yeah, a part of my taxes go towards the fucking Social Security, which is what pays people's unemployment, fucking people's disability, and whatever. And it's like, definitely don't think I'm knocking on those people that have disabilities and they physically can't work to where they collect.
That's
Or,
understandable.
some
when
people
you're sitting back and abusing that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, like, or some people just like, they had a great job and just unforeseeable reasons they got laid off. Completely understand. But like, if you get laid off, nigga, and you sitting there collecting unemployment for like 5-6 months and you still not even trying, I'm like, nigga, now you fucking me over because I'm paying for you to
sit there and do nothing.
It's like, when I want to fucking retire down the line,
That shit ain't gonna be there.
I might not be able to. There might not be no money for our generation to retire.
Even retire, yeah. That's why even just like working a 9 to 5, you're gonna be working that shit till you're dead. May not be the same job.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you're gonna be working till you're dead, unless God willing, if you people believe in God, God willing, you somehow make it to that age where you can retire. Then yeah, but think of it this way: in order for you to get your full benefits, usually when you retire, you gotta be 67.
And then they keep pushing it.
And the funny thing is, if for some fucking reason you don't want to retire at 67, you can possibly get more if you wait till 70.
Oh, if you hold out without retiring, yeah.
But, unless you got an easy job that is not hard on your body, where we work in a warehouse where we are running around like fucking worker ants for fucking 10 hours straight. I mean, granted, yes, we have break periods. Don't think, they're doing some shit that's violating OSHA or some shit.
Yeah.
We do have break periods,
Fucking
but nonetheless, it's like, I don't want to be doing that shit till I'm fucking 67 or 70.
No.
My fucking body's going to be screaming at me like, nigga.
I mean, we already got one lady there. It's like 60-some years old.
Yeah, she's in her mid-60s, and, how she does it every day, I don't know. But, props to her. But still, it's like, I don't want to have to subjugate myself to that just so I can fucking retire after giving 40-plus years of my, younger years to this fucking, industry. Not and when I say industry, I don't mean the job. I mean industry as in like the fucking IRS, the federal government, them taxing me to the Social Security, whoever, because you eventually go through Social Security to your fucking retirement. But I would hate to give them 40-some years of that hard work and time, money, blood, sweat, tears, whatever, just for it to be told, just for them to tell me that all that money I put in for me to use later in life, I cannot get because I'm not at the age you want me to be.
Right. Who tells you have to be like? Who even sets that up? I don't even know.
I couldn't tell you, man. That's something we'd have to look into another time. But it's like, that's just that's fucking ridiculous. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care if some people feel like it. I was like, it's no secret that they want you to die before you can collect. It's no secret. Why do you think they keep slowly pushing the age up? Before you could retire at 62, you still can retire at 62, but it's considered early retirement now. Mm-hmm. And you lose a good chunk of your money. Excuse me. You lose a good chunk of your money if you take that early retirement. And then it makes you wonder, it's like, it's my money. If I decide to retire early, where does it go? And why can't I have it when, you worked 40 some years, or like, who's to say when you started working? For real, you could have been working when you was in your fucking teens, nigga. You could have been working anywhere. I say 40, just the average, saying like you really got off your feet and started working, like say in your early 20s.
Yeah.
But you could have been working like since you were in fucking high school, and then just transitioned to full time since you got out of high school. So for real, you could have been working like 50 years.
That's true.
50 plus.
Busting and then your ass, and then
they just come and tell you you're not at the age we want. You can retire now.
That's fine.
You won't get all your money, or you can risk it all and
push the limit. Basically,
push your body.
Yourself.
Depending, like I said, depending on what job you're at, because some people, they're not going to quit their job that they've had for X amount of years just to go work at an easier job that will pay less because you're starting over,
right?
Just so they can have an easier job for those last few years of before retirement. They're gonna try and push themselves at the current job they're at, and like I said, who's to say that job is not hard on their body already? And they were just like, oh, once I hit 62, I'm done. Nope, you gotta be 67 now.
You gotta push it just to get back.
I was talking to my fucking parents about this, my mom especially, because she's gonna be coming up on 62 soon, and she's on the whole debate of if she wants to do early retirement or not.
Right.
And I was telling her, it's like, by the time I can retire, if I can retire, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to be like 75.
Yeah, because you're 23 now, so
yeah, it's like now you got to be 67
till you get to that age.
I got 44 fucking years before I hit that age.
There's
a lot can happen in 44 years. To that age bracket you got to be to retire. Hey, like I said, you could probably be damn near, probably could be 70, 75, and I'd be like this. Like that meme is where it's that dude in the red shirt. Guess I'll just die. It's like,
I'm gonna fucking fall over.
It's like that. That's the sad truth. It's like, it's no mystery why they keep trying to increase that price. It's not so much that there isn't money in there for you to retire early. It's just that they don't want you getting that money because you just don't realize. It's not like a fucking will where you can will that money to somebody else.
Right. It just goes
if
right
you
back
die
to the
before
government.
you retire, they keep it.
Yeah, it goes right back into their pocket.
It goes right back in there. They keep it. It's not like you can will that shit to somebody else. They keep that money. All that money you busted your ass for, but couldn't, unfortunately just couldn't make it to the time.
So that's gone. Like, is that like, well, once you get it, can you put that in your will then?
No, that's a whole different story. I believe you probably could, to be honest with you, because technically
it's yours
now.
Yeah,
you made it. You're retiring. Yeah. Now, yes, you do get a certain amount of a paycheck every month, but nonetheless, you made it to that point where you are legally retired.
Right.
It's your money that you are now getting.
It's my money and I need it now.
But I don't see why. I mean, I can't say for sure. Don't quote me on this, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to will that to somebody.
Right.
Especially should you know, yeah, I made it to retirement, but I might have some type of illness that I'm not going to live that long after I retire anyway. Rather than just have this money go to waste, I'd rather have it willed to, if
nephew or
kids, grandkids, if you have a significant other and they're still around, have it go to them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, we got a little off subject, but you know,
Nah,
it all
y'all know how it is.
it
you
all
know.
ties together though. Like
It all ties back in to taxes. Like, granted, yes, we went off subject about, how it goes into the fucking Social Security, all that shit, and then retirement, but like, it all goes back to taxes, and that's what we're here to tell you a little about today. Just dive into taxes, like I said.
It's all wrapped together. Like you don't really understand that.
Boy, it's like fucking it's like I'm about to say jumbo, nigga. Gumbo. It's like gumbo, bro. Got all different pieces in there, different mixtures and shit. But at the end of the day, it all goes down into one place, and that's your stomach.
True.
That's where this shit is. It might have branch topics, branch fucking subjects, but it all derives from taxes.
All has that main core of
Just think of it like a fucking family tree, and fucking taxes is at the top.
Just branched off into different categories. It's like it makes, I don't know. You can get real deep with it if you want to, but
Man, like I said, we're not experts on it. We're just kind of giving you guys opinions, about how we feel about it. Like, we did our whole little research montage, you know what I'm saying? Had a little music going on. No, I'm just kidding. But we all did some, digging. And, just from the little bit of digging I did, I learned more about that shit than I ever knew before because I never thought to think about it.
I don't even teach you shit like that in
Exactly.
school.
They don't teach you this shit,
You
and
just
then
grow up.
You get forced into the world and you're like, what is the IRS and why is it taxing me?
Yeah, why are they taking my money?
What is federal government and why is it so freaking high on my taxes?
Like, what is it? Oh, what the fuck was that? The Boston Tea Party. That was because they were taxing without representation. Yeah. That's all it is. I mean, if you think about it, what is it representing as a whole? It's all it is just a large chunk of money coming out of my paycheck for what?
Yeah, like,
where does that go?
It's like, even then, if I just had the knowledge of where it goes or what it's being used for, that would make a world of difference. But when you just see all that money just go, and you have no idea where it is or why it's being taken from you, it's just gone. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah. And then for me, we talk about conspiracies here and there. For me, like when I think about it, like you were saying, it was used to fund the Civil War for that 10-year period or whatever. For me, when I heard that, I'm thinking like, okay, so we have just about our entire check or whatever, a large chunk of our checks going to the IRS, which used to be whatever it was called back then, to fund the Civil War. Now, when you think about it, for me personally, I'm thinking, okay, so they're taking that chunk of money now, and we get into all these wars and shit. Are they funding that shit with that chunk of money now?
I mean, that's a real good thought. Like, you always hearing some shit about either possible looming wars or, stuff going on with our troops, Big respect to our troops, by the way. You guys do us a great
shout
service.
Out to troops.
Like, I couldn't do what they do. And I mean that, like, sincerely.
I
do not have the mental or physical fortitude to do what they do.
I'll play Call of Duty. That's about my go-to for war.
I can't even do that. I am ass at aiming.
What is that over there? Oh, I was shot to
with guns. Like, now, if it's with other shit, I'm alright. But with guns, I'm horrible. But, just the fact that you even propose that, just, it makes you wonder, though. Because it's like, this is shit like, if you watch the news, this shit you hear. Always some shit going on in some area where it's like troops are going here, going there. And it's like, what is going on that it seems like we're always either teetering on the edge of a war or we're already in a war. And it's like, you're not going to take much notice to this because, unless it affects you directly, that's just how you are. You're not going to take much notice into it. Or unless it affects someone you know directly.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, you don't dig into something unless, literally nowadays, people don't look at anything unless it affects them.
Exactly.
Or they just obviously they just don't care.
I mean that too.
too.
That could be definitely the case, but like that's just how people are. Like I used to be like that, and then I just started getting real interested in everything. Or it's like I'll look into more things. I'll like think more outside the box. Just like start questioning everything.
Question Everything hoodie available at weirdandwoke.com.
Who, what, where, why? Your boy Basil already got one. As soon as that joint hit the website, cop one.
But it's like you gotta question everything nowadays.
Yeah, because it's like if you don't, you'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, like
you'll be oblivious
from things that I've heard over the past couple. I'm 26 now. Freaking, what was my first job? I'll say I was like, what was that? High school probably. It's probably 9th grade or something. My first job, I met this dude. He would always talk to me about like conspiracies and 9/11 and stuff like that. So that started making me think like, okay, how much stuff did they teach us in school? Like history books. That's all written by the victor.
Yeah, and then we already know how history is. History is written by the victor.
So
doesn't mean it's right. It's just what we know.
What we know, what they say happened.
Exactly.
Quote unquote.
I mean, I could take that one step further, but I feel like that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is, how do you know that everything you've been told since you were young? I mean, if I don't want to ruin it for little kids listening, but hopefully they ain't listening.
I really hope little kids ain't listening because we've been swearing like a motherfucker right now.
You've been lied to about Santa Claus, right?
Tooth Fairy,
the Easter Bunny. So there's no telling even our government or school what you've been told. You've been lied to your entire life almost.
It's like
you've been told this part. You're told this to believe this piece, that this is the truth, that this is how things work, or this is what you're supposed to do.
News media,
right? Like fake news shit. Like when in reality, from a podcast that I listen to, Tinfoil Hat, shout out Sam Tripoli. Like he says it a lot. He'll say what is up is really down, and what down is really up, basically.
Just don't think everything's one way. You know what I'm saying?
Like it gets real deep, and if you don't realize that, at the end of the day, you're gonna you're gonna be blind to understanding anything. You're just gonna accept what's shoved down your throat like a dick in your mouth. And just keep you're just gonna accept that,
swallow this load of bullshit.
Yeah, basically. So it's like you can't accept everything that you're told. You gotta branch out. Like me and Basil, we looked into taxes and the IRS, and we did our research. I mean, obviously, like we said, we're not pros at it.
Exactly.
But we looked at it and went in and did research and found out shit that I didn't even know was true, or how it even came about.
Likewise.
So it's like if you aren't digging into that, you just have a blanket over your face basically 24/7, and you're just taking it at the end of the day. I mean, I kind of rambled on there for a little, guys.
Nah, you good, bro.
But
sometimes you gotta ramble to get the point across. It happens.
I don't know. I just get tired. I work we talked about it before. We work a 9 to 5. You literally are busting your ass every day. You're getting taxed every time you're getting paid. You're basically getting fucked over constantly to the day you die.
Pretty much.
And if you're, I usually call it. I mean, it's not as bad as it was back then when there was slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, I consider saying as
21st century.
Yeah, 21st century modern day slavery. That's what it is basically. You work in this system, get taxed by it, and then you do it until you die continuously, because you can't get out the system unless you have some way you're able to make money out of that system.
Exactly. You know, the shackles are still there,
Yeah.
people. They're just invisible now.
Yeah.
You know, masters are still there. We just don't know who they are now. It's not clear and it's not cut and dry anymore.
I mean, yeah, okay, so yeah, you can go from one job to another, but you have that freedom to do that, but you're still basically just a pawn in their company. They put you here, you do that job. They put you here, you do that job. You know,
Exactly.
like we do it every day. Me and Basil, we do it every day when we go to our job. We literally have to go up to our supervisor. Hey, what do you need us to do? You know, then they tell us, oh, we need you to do this. So you know what? We have to go and do that. I mean, we could walk out and say, fuck this place.
Right? I ain't gonna pay the bills, though. So, you know, you gotta shut that pride up.
So you go and do it. And it's like, it's just at the end of the, like, I get fed, like, me personally, I get fed up like a motherfucker. I hate working, busting my ass for no reason, making some other guy rich as fuck constantly while he's sitting golfing all the time, you know, or whatever.
I mean, that's the beauty of working for any company, rather. Like, I'm not gonna say all company or CEO peoples are assholes.
Right,
Some of them really
right.
treat their employees well. But when you know you work at a company that makes some money, but they are very cheap and, you know, not taking care of their employees, you know, financially or even just, you know, emotionally, like, you know, morale wise, it's just, it makes you wonder. It's like, the fuck am I here for? Like, I'm doing this shit for you. Like, your company would not run without people like me.
Right.
Like,
we're the ones making you the
like,
money.
we make the company what it is, but you never get no props for it. That's what is considered to be a cog in the war machine. You are the main piece that makes the war machine move and do what it does.
You're nothing but
you
a number.
never get no credit for it.
Yeah, you're just another number to them, basically.
You are, as my one supervisor was talking about today, statistic. You are a statistic.
That's all you are.
But, you know, a lot of people, I'm about to go off tangent again, but a lot of people like to rely on statistics, but a lot of people don't realize statistics are based off of human fucking... I can't think of the word.
Human math, not math, but
human position, not position. It'll come to me. Somebody knows, but it's based off of human knowledge.
Right.
So those variables or statistics can become unreliable. People always say rely on the numbers. It's like,
yeah, but
who made the numbers?
Who made the numbers? Yeah.
I was like, there's as someone who always says there's always room for error.
Yeah.
There's
Human error
always
is
a
the
chance
one.
that something can go wrong. That's like when people say, "Oh, you should rely on this machine," like them self-driving cars. But at the end of the day,
Who made
the self-driving car? A human. Humans are prone to make errors. It's like saying a machine can do better than a human, but a machine was made by a human, so that's why nothing can truly be perfect. You can make something that could do it better than you and obviously more accurately, but it can still mess up because it was created by an inaccurate person.
True. I mean, you got fucking people, the whole thing with the AI now. People are creating the AI basically, and it's becoming self-aware, which is like some fucking Terminator shit.
I know. It's like, did y'all niggas not see Terminator, iRobot?
Right.
What the fuck are the other goddamn movies with the robots and shit?
Like,
what the fuck, cyber overlords, nigga?
All right, like you,
like
we can get.
They're gonna realize we're obsolete, which
we created it, but at the same time, there's a flaw in that creation that we've made itself.
We made it so aware,
yeah,
that it's aware of how inaccurate and inferior we are. It will assess us as a non-necessity, if that's even a word.
Non-necessity.
That's a new word quoted by Basil. Non-necessity.
Non-necessity, Basil.
Shit,
Put that in the dictionary.
Put that on your essay. Your teacher gonna be like, "What the fuck's a non-necessity?" Ask my boy Basil. He know what he's talking about.
Listen to Weird and Woke, and you'll understand.
But nah, on the serious though. But it's like, it's just crazy about how that type of shit goes on in the world. But even that like that's also how taxes play a role is statistics.
Yeah.
Like there are people that obviously they're gonna be more fucking trained than we are, and that fucking matter. But how they calculate what areas need to be taxed, how much they need to be taxed,
Right.
what individual people
Get
are taxed
this
on based
much.
on their fucking money they make. Those people make algorithms that most companies use,
Right.
so that way when they go to input like your fucking time card and the amount of money you make and hours and shit like that, that algorithm will program how much money each tax will take based off of your total income. And like I said, that all plays back into human error. It's like, who's to say that the taxes you're getting right now are accurate?
True.
Not judging the people that do this shit. Obviously, like, they went to school for it, they know more, but at the end of the day, you're human.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible for you to make a mistake. Who's to say those taxes are accurate? We don't know, because we don't even know a damn thing. We just know we're getting taxed and just willy-nilly okay with it.
Right. I mean, everything. I mean, if you think about it, to get a little deep, tax itself is just a man-made thing. It's not even a real. I mean, anything is a man-made thing if you think about it. It doesn't. It really. It's not really anything. It was we created it as a human. You don't see ants creating a fucking computer or something.
Right? It's not like taxes just existed
Yeah.
and we just donned it and improved it on ourselves.
Look, yeah,
It's
I
something
mean,
we created.
Look back when they built log cabins to live in. There's no taxes back in those times.
Nah, nigga.
They're living out in the
tax
wilderness.
was your ass got the fuck up,
Went and,
cut that motherfucking wood
Right.
down, shaped it the way you wanted, then put the motherfucker together. That was the tax.
Yeah, like
It was a tax on your body physically.
Like it's crazy to think that we're, like I said, modern day slavery. We're enslaved to one, pay taxes, and then to a fancy piece of paper that to me personally probably doesn't even equal $1 anymore, because we're off the whole gold standard. And then you bring into the federal government, Federal Reserve, IRS. It's all one thing. So I mean, I've heard from a couple people saying that there's nothing even in the Federal Reserve. It's empty basically. There's they don't have gold there.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is it then?
That's like, what'd it do?
Right. Is that like Area 51 where they say aliens are at?
Yeah,
like,
you just go up in there, just a regular workplace area, nothing special about it.
Right.
You just see your boys just working on science shit. It's like, it's just something that has been passed down for so long. It's like, now you're like, not forced to believe it, but mentally your mind makes you believe it. Because it's something you've been experiencing
over
on
and
on
over.
and on. It's like with people when they have taxes. They don't never question it because
It's just a consistent
since they
thing.
started working, it's been a thing that's just been implemented.
Yeah.
It's been like, well, you know what it is. Taxes, yada, yada, yada. They don't never go into detail about all the taxes, what they are, how they work, It's just that if you work, you're going to be taxed.
Right, and you just accept that and go
Why
about
a lot of people do under-the-counter jobs. Not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, in some places, it's like it's completely legal. It's like if you own your own business and that's just how you choose to pay certain people and they're okay with it, you can
go
fucking
for
do
it.
that.
Yeah, go for it. Like, fuck it. I don't know. It's just crazy to think that you have to even. I don't even know what to say.
Right,
Like,
right. It's like, it's in my mind, but, for one reason or another, I cannot word it. But
yeah.
since we're going to talk about taxes, we're still talking about taxes. For all you fucking PS4 players out there, how did y'all mofos feel when they started putting fucking taxes on the goddamn PlayStation Store in fucking 2016 in April? Because if you were like me, and a lot of times you just bought your shit digitally, especially because PlayStation always had better sales than fucking GameStop, in my opinion.
True.
So I would always buy my shit digitally. I used to love when that shit had no taxes, and then out of the blue one day, I go to buy a game. I'm like, why is this more than it should be? Oh, there's tax on here now.
Where the hell did
That's
this
new.
Where the hell did this come from?
But it's like, it just makes you wonder. It's like, hey, Sony, Why did you decide to randomly start using taxes after, I can't say how many years they've been doing their fucking PlayStation store without taxing. I can't say how far back it goes. I honestly just did not look that far, and I just looked to see when they started it. But it just makes you wonder. It's like, and then on top of it,
Well, did you say it was like
it's
only
in,
some states?
It's in certain states, and Pennsylvania just happens to be one of them. But it just makes you wonder. It's like, why are you taxing certain states? Now, this kind of goes back into the whole. I wouldn't say a conspiracy, so to speak, because it's I mean, it could still be a conspiracy theory, but nonetheless, it's like I feel like now Sony was like in certain areas they were just realizing or seeing a like increase
This
in
amount of
digital
people,
sales to where they're like, hey, these guys like to buy our products digitally a lot in this area. Let's put taxes in this area so we can make even more money.
I can see that.
And for people that live in PA, I mean, I don't know about taxes in other places. Our PA is fucking 6 cents on the dollar. Every dollar is 6 cents tax.
Right.
So it's like,
you buy a game for $60.
Yeah, you buy a game for $60. That's $3 worth of tax you paying. Or not $3, actually a little over $3. If you buy something for $50, that's $3 worth of taxes. Try and get my math flow. I'm trying to see like I'm smart. But nonetheless, it's just like, especially when you motherfuckers, like, for me, this is before I like to use my old debit card for that type of shit. I would just buy the fucking PlayStation cards. And them shits you can only buy in set amounts. So it's like when the game was fucking $49.99, you went and bought a $50 card, and your ass had a cent left when you bought the fucking game.
Because you had to pay tax.
Now it's like you put tax on that bitch. It's like, well, damn, nigga, I gotta get a $50 card and then get a $25 card just to pay for 3 cents or $3 worth of taxes. Like, nigga, they'll be like, well, why don't you just use your debit card? It's like, that goes back to the whole fucking identity thing where it's like, anything can get hacked.
Yeah.
Sony has gotten hacked before. A couple times, actually.
That happened on PlayStation 3 a lot.
Yeah.
They gave out like free games because the whole PlayStation network was down for a while.
Because I've had that where the fucking Sony's PS4 network had to been down like a few times, and it was mainly because a couple times it got hacked. So it's like, I don't want to keep my fucking, debit card on there, and then that shit gets hacked, and then it's like I buy fucking, PlayStation cards. But now it's like, y'all started doing taxes on there. It's like, I gotta buy now 2 cards, if not more than 2 cards, to cover that tax flow. And then some people will be like, well, you can get a reloadable Visa. It's like, nigga, reloadable Visas have a fucking surcharge. They have an activation charge.
It's like a $5 activation charge.
It's like, and the funny thing is,
I don't think people realize
it's like
that.
a lot of people don't realize some of them you have to reactivate after a certain period of time. They will go dormant.
Yeah,
you have to pay a fee to reactivate it.
You have to have a certain amount still on it.
A lot of people don't know that because they buy the fucking cards and never read them.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, this is what I want. Yeah.
But, that's how it be. And it's like, I mean, from a business standpoint, it's smart.
Yeah.
Because it gets the company for more fucking money. And Sony knows they're going to be getting money because I'm a PS4 user. Okay. And, I like to get my games digitally because it's just easier for me. I could just buy it right then and there sitting in my fucking bed. I don't have to get up, drive to the nearest fucking electronics store, and pray they have a copy of the game. You know what I'm saying? I can just get a digital copy right then and there. Boom. Okay. Even better. I can buy it overnight and have it set to download. So, like, you can go to work, get your hard day work over, and be like, guess what? I'm going to go home and play me some fucking Monster Hunter because the shit's already ready and downloaded on my system. I ain't got to run my ass to the fucking GameStop. Depending what time you get off, fly your ass out there. Excuse me. To get the fucking game. And then, like my boy Austin said, hope they have a fucking copy. Because even when you pre-order shit, they will sell it. I've had it happen where I pre-ordered a game
sold your pre-order?
And they fucking sold my pre-order. It pissed me the fuck off. I've had that happen.
I don't think I've ever had that.
That shit pissed me off. It happened to my sister too when she pre-ordered a PlayStation and they fucking sold her PlayStation.
What the hell?
So she had to wait because not only did they not have any more fucking they didn't have any more of that specific the console, in stores anywhere in our area. She had to wait for them to order it from York,
Wow.
and it took a couple days.
They sold it though.
Yeah, so it's
That's
like
hilarious.
you know, people always say
That pissed me off, but that's funny.
it's like, you know, every time someone says something, it's like I always got a counter answer to it, and they'll be like, "Oh, I never thought of it that way." It's like, yeah, because you know, sometimes it might not just happen to you, or just you don't fucking think.
Right. Oh man, that shit cracked.
But like, you know, I'm like, Sony, you're killing me.
You're killing me softly, but you're killing me.
Right? Like, you know what you're doing, because to this day, I still buy my games digitally.
Right.
I find it easier than having a collection of discs, because one, you don't have to worry about the fucking disc getting scratched up because it's a digital game. You don't have to worry about the disc getting broken or stolen because it's a digital game. It'll always be in your library. Now, granted, yes, it can still get hacked. PlayStation can get hacked. Your account could probably get hacked at possible points. Who the fuck knows?
But,
I don't know what would happen should it get hacked and, you know, all that other shit. I'm not a fucking tech fucking psycho. But
we're not tech gurus. We're not tax gurus. You know,
we just
a little bit of everything.
Two bros just talking about opinions and how we feel about things. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't even know. That's all I got to say about Sony.
Nah, I feel you.
Like, y'all just fucked my groove up that one day I was gonna buy that shit. I was like, oh, so now y'all niggas, after me having this shit for a fucking year, want to start implementing taxes on this motherfucker.
Like, oh, we need some money. Let's get it. Oh man.
I don't know.
Well, what do you think?
But you know, guys, I know we definitely got off topic a few times,
did.
but this is probably gonna be a multi-part episode. We're probably definitely not probably. We're definitely gonna touch back up on this with more facts.
Definitely.
Hopefully, you know,
If
if any of you out there know a thing or two about how taxes and that shit works, and you just have stuff you want to tell us, if you rather just send it to us like the info was, and we'll gladly, you know, we'll talk about it, give you credit. Or if, you know, we could work something out and somehow
Come
get
on the
you
show or
speaking on here,
something, yeah.
we'll get that through. But, you know, we're definitely going to come back and talk more about this. But, anything else you want to add on, bro?
What'd you say? Oh, did you? Okay.
It's like, nigga, I can't read lips. Speak up. That's when you're trying to whisper to your boy across the room.
Sorry, I'm talking to Rob. There we go. Okay, dope.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
But nah. But yeah, we definitely gonna come talk back on this.
Yeah, we definitely. There's a lot of stuff we covered. I mean, obviously we got off subject here and there.
Yeah. Like I said,
but
big tree, branches, all that other bullshit, all connects. Gumbo.
Oh shit, yeah. So yeah, thanks again for listening, guys. This was I feel like this was a good episode.
I feel like this was a nice way to come back. You know,
especially after
hope you guys
holidays.
had good holidays. Like I said, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, New Year's ain't no fucking religious thing. You can celebrate fucking New Year's. So get
litty on New Year's.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
It's
that was definitely.
It's paid days off. I mean,
fuck it.
Why not?
Yeah.
But I hope you guys had a good holidays. You know, we definitely did. Sorry we took a little long to come back, but you know how it is when you go on break. Not that we didn't want to come back. Well, we got a little too comfortable.
Yeah. But, you know, we back, and we'll make sure to, you know, get these episodes out for y'all. Yeah, like we said, make sure we got all those new platforms you can listen on too. So, you know, don't be telling us shit. Oh, got Spotify.
It's like, don't be acting like, you know, you can't listen to shit. We got all these platforms. Right. And again, we're going to be making a YouTube soon. That's going to have our episodes up on there. So if you guys want to just listen through it on YouTube, because, you know, YouTube's the easiest thing. Everybody uses YouTube. We definitely going to have that coming through soon. Also, make sure, again, to check out Weird in World Clothing. They're our sponsor for today. Yeah, got a little discount going on. What's the discount code again, brother?
Let's see. WNWPOD. That's WNWPOD, all uppercase letters, and you get 15% off your purchase at checkout. So
Also, I believe if is it 80 or 100?
100,
You spend
yeah.
$100, you get free shipping on that. So, get that 100 up, get that free shipping, then add that discount code.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice little bundle. And, there's some good stuff on there. Like we said earlier, where, what, when, why, question everything.
Question everything.
I got that hoodie. It's a dope freaking hoodie. Check it out.
Oh yeah, we got plenty more new episodes coming for you. Plenty new merch. We just took a photo shoot. Might be doing a fashion show here soon at the end of the month.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But yeah, keep a lookout, guys. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next show.
Peace out, peeps. Remember, always be weird,
but prepare to be awoken.
Hell yeah.